Apple has finally launched its iPhone 17, and its stock value has fallen by 3.2% immediately after the launch. At first, this percentage may seem small, but when you look at the size of Apple, which is valued at around $3.4 trillion, the picture becomes clearer. That drop means Apple lost around $111 billion in just a single blow. Right now, Apple is walking down a dangerous path, and the biggest reason is greed. Once known as a company of innovation, creativity, and premium technology, Apple is no longer run by engineers and designers. Instead, businessmen are in control, and their only goal is to maximize profits. That is why, in the last 6 to 7 years, the iPhone's design has hardly changed. Apple has simply made minor upgrades and adjustments, but no true innovation. Meanwhile, competitors like Samsung, Xiaomi, Huawei, and Vivo are experimenting with futuristic designs, concept phones, foldables, and AI integration. Apple, on the other hand, avoids risk, focusing only on safe profits. History shows that giants such as Nokia, BlackBerry, and HTC also fell because of the same arrogance. And now Apple appears to be walking down the same path. From 2020 to 2023, Apple held the crown as the world's most valuable company. But in 2025, it has slipped to third place, behind Nvidia and Microsoft. The reasons are clear: overpriced phones, a lack of real innovation, and repeated lawsuits exposing dishonest practices. In the United States alone, Apple's market share has dropped by 56%. If it is losing ground in its home market, what can we expect in the rest of the world? Across South America, the Middle East, Asia, and even North America, millions of former iPhone users have shifted to Samsung, Xiaomi, Google Pixel, or Huawei, brands that are offering advanced technology at more affordable prices. The problem runs deeper. For years, Apple promised AI intelligence, but never delivered a significant upgrade. Siri, Apple's virtual assistant, still struggles to complete tasks correctly and often provides wrong information. Compare this with Google, OpenAI, and Microsoft, which are innovating in AI at lightning speed. Apple, meanwhile, continues to move the camera placement and call it innovation, or release features that competitors had introduced nearly a decade ago. The company markets thinner, lighter designs as if that's revolutionary, when in reality, customers are not fooled. Apple's famous tagline, "Think different," now feels more like, "Do not think." Investors have also begun to lose faith. They see a company obsessed with protecting profit margins rather than listening to customer demands. Instead of creating useful new products, Apple pushes expensive luxuries like the $3,500 Apple VR headset, something very few people actually need. Because of this, many people are no longer upgrading their iPhones. They cannot justify spending $800 to $1,800 on a device that feels nearly identical to the one they already own. Instead, smart buyers are simply repairing or refreshing their old phones. For the few who still rush to buy every new iPhone, the purchase is often about status, not utility. Owning the latest iPhone has become a way to signal wealth, even if it means taking on debt or selling assets. Others remain locked into the Apple ecosystem because of convenience, using their iPhone alongside their MacBook, Apple Watch, and AirPods. But convenience alone is not enough to sustain long-term growth. A company's real purpose is not only to sell products but to give customers a reason to upgrade. Steve Jobs understood this. In the 1990s, Apple nearly went bankrupt because its computers were uninspired, dull, and irrelevant. The company had only 90 days of survival left. Then came Jobs, who revived Apple through bold innovation: the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, and AirPods. The first iPhone, with its full touchscreen and no buttons, revolutionized the entire industry. By 2011, whatever Apple introduced, the world followed. But everything changed in 2011, when Steve Jobs passed away and Tim Cook took over. Cook, who came from Apple's supply chain department, focused on scaling profits and global distribution rather than innovation. Yes, he expanded Apple's reach, but he did not nurture groundbreaking products. Apple started extracting 30% from app developers, squeezing profits from its ecosystem instead of inspiring customers. Last year, Apple even marketed Apple Intelligence as if it were a groundbreaking AI innovation, yet it won't even be fully available until 2026, while competitors are already reshaping industries with AI. Microsoft, Nvidia, and OpenAI, all companies that don't even make smartphones, have surged ahead by betting on AI. Meanwhile, Apple is busy making its iPhones thinner and changing wallpapers. Google has even mocked Apple with campaigns that highlight how little has changed in the iPhone, while other companies are already releasing foldable phones that can bend multiple times. For years, Apple has played a defensive game, waiting for others to innovate first, then releasing a polished version later. This strategy might work for hardware, but AI is different. Artificial intelligence thrives on large-scale usage and continuous learning. Google's Gemini is free and constantly learning from billions of users, while Apple is restricting its AI features to a handful of premium devices. This hesitation shows Apple is already falling behind in the AI race, a race that will define the future. At this stage, Apple is no longer thriving on innovation but relying on its legacy. Its iPhone remains a cash cow, milked repeatedly without fresh ideas. But history teaches us, companies that fail to evolve are eventually left behind. Nokia ignored smartphones, Kodak ignored digital photography, and BlackBerry ignored touchscreens. Apple is now risking the same fate. If Apple doesn't rediscover the spirit of Steve Jobs, the courage to innovate, to take risks, and to give the world products that truly change lives, it could end up as just another fallen giant. Investors have already sent the message: shifting a camera or adding a new color won't save the brand anymore. Apple's survival depends on whether it can truly think different again. What do you think about Apple's future? Share your opinion in the comments below. Friends, I hope that you got a lot of information from this video. To watch more such interesting videos, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, click on the bell icon, which is present next to the subscription button, so that you can get the notification of all the new videos of this channel. Like and share the video. Take good care of yourself. Goodbye.
It's not a game, it's a